This is George Beiruthi from FS Securities. We are an education and information firm on the Gold Coast in Queensland, Australia. And every Monday and every morning, I actually go through what happened globally around the world and try to forecast what we're likely to see today and following today, also on our market and the global market as well. We cover foreign exchange, we cover commodities, we cover indices. And by the way, we also tell you what is hot and what is not, what you should hold and what you should fold. And by the way, if you have any particular feedback, we would love to hear from you, and we'll give you the details later on in this presentation. Well, the Dow last night was down 40 points or 0.2%, having dropped 170 points before. But then look, 3 days ago, we had a major increase in the Dow. The S&P 500 was slightly up this morning, just 1 point to 3,115. And the Nasdaq Technology Index continues to zoom up. We haven't seen any red lines or red figures here. Went up by 0.3% thanks to the IT and the technology stocks. In Europe, the Stoxx 50 index, which comprises most major European markets, was down 0.5%. In London, the FTSE 100 index was down 0.5%. And in Germany, the DAX was down 0.8%. In Japan, the Nikkei index was down 0.5%. And in China, the market was up. The Shanghai index was up 0.7%. As you can see, 3 green figures, meaning 3 rising days. On our market yesterday, we've seen a drop of 55 points or 0.9%. But look what happened the previous 2 days. 2 days before, we were actually up nearly 4%, 222 points. We went up another 50 points the day before, and yesterday we were down 55 points. And by the way, the market expecting that it will open flat, just 5 points lower at the start of trading. And yesterday we had various figures coming up from the unemployment figures as well yesterday. And we know that our unemployment rate was nearly 7%. Gold overnight was down several points, $7 per ounce. This figure here represents $2.80, represents a decline between this morning and last night. But when you compare this morning with yesterday morning, we have $7 US drop on gold. That's US per ounce. Silver at $17.50, about 25 cents per ounce. Copper was up this morning 0.3%. Brent oil was up nearly 2%, and West Texas crude oil was flat from yesterday morning. Well, actually, that really shows nearly 80 cents higher from yesterday morning. Okay, soybeans, if you look at soybeans, we're down nearly, let's call that flat, 50 cents US per bushel. The Australian dollar, $68.60, and will give you 61.2 euro cents and 55.2 British pence and 106 New Zealand. And for those people who follow Bitcoin, Bitcoin this morning was trading at 9,415 US, down 85 US from this time yesterday. And that converts to approximately 13,675 Australian dollars, down 130 Australian dollars. Now looking at the charts, the Dow weekly, you can see it's still a green candle. However, it's a lower high and lower low. In technical analysis, that is actually bearish, even though it appears as a green candle. We look at the highest high, which is below the highest of the previous candle, and lower low compared to the previous low. Okay, looking at the Dow for the daily, we can see here that the stochastic is starting to appear to be higher, bullish, But look, the volume yesterday on the Dow was very, very low compared to previous days. And in terms of the parabolic stop and reverse, the points above the candles, that is bearish. However, the non-day still above the 21-day moving average, that's bullish. And the candle happens to be above the 21-day moving average, that is actually bullish. We have a neutral. If you look at all the indicators for the daily and the weekly, we'll rather be neutral for the Dow. Look at our market, the XJO. Again, we've had a major drop until early in the year. We managed to recover at least 50% of the drop, and we're hovering about the 50% retracement from the highest to the lowest of recent time. And the parabolic stop and reverse on the weekly is bullish. Stochastic is bullish. However, the non-week is still below the 21-week moving averages. That's bearish. Looking at the daily charts, the stochastic is starting to turn on the bullish side for the daily. The parabolic stop and reverse is bearish. The non-day moving average is above the 21-day moving average. The candles happen to be above the 100-day moving average. The 100-day moving average is above the 50, that's bearish long term. And when we look at those mechanical system that we have designed over the last 20 years, look at the daily. As we agreed, looking at the chart, we are neutral this morning. However, we are bullish on the Nasdaq, the technology index. Crude oil, neutral. Gold, bullish only for the aggressive and the very aggressive trader. The Australian dollar, bearish for the very aggressive trader. And very aggressive trader, somebody who trades in and out within a day. The investor trades in and out within months. And then the conservative trader trades in and out within weeks. And we have different strategies from technical indicators looking at different charts. For the investor, we look at the monthly and the weekly. The conservative trader, we look at the weekly and the daily. And of course, shorter terms for the very aggressive trader. So for our market, we can see here that the XJO is neutral, as we've seen from the charts. However, if you look at the stocks here, remember about 2 days ago, there were a lot of stocks bullish, with the exception of QBE, Transurban and Telstra for the very aggressive. However, look the last 2 days. This morning we can see that we have much less blue on that column. For the investor, Rio and TPG, we are bullish for the investor, and that's everything else on here appears to be neutral. And if you are a very aggressive trader, we are bearish for ANZ, we bearish for CIMIC, that's the old Leighton Holdings, we bearish on NAB, we bearish on Rio, that's the short term, and we bearish on Westpac, and bearish on Woodside Petroleum, that is for the very aggressive trader. For the conservative trader, we have a bullish for the TPG. So if you're actually into telecommunication, if you are an investor or a conservative trader, we recommend, according to our indicators, you should trade or you would trade TPG. Looking at TPG 2 days ago, we were up 3.5%. However, yesterday TPG was down 1%. Okay, the whole market was down with the exception of QBE. Interestingly enough, QBE is neutral, but yesterday QBE was up 3.6%. Suncorp, we were neutral, it was up 1.1% yesterday. And by the way, all the slides will be on our website shortly. Look at volume. and advances over declines. Here you can see that yesterday we had 23% of all the stocks advancing and 36% declining, and the volume was slightly higher from the day before. Previous 2 days the advances were higher than the declines, however the volume was declining. Looking on week, we find that this week so far the declines exceed the advances by nearly, well, the advances over the last, on an average, over 50 after 50 days, that's 10 weeks, still the advances, you can see here, it's mainly higher than the declines, and we have 53% of all the advances over declines for the full period of 10 weeks. Okay, yesterday in terms of stocks that actually exceeded their prices average, you can see here QBE was up 3.6%, the price was up 3.6%. Resmec, A2 Milk had 2 good days. Remember 2 days ago it had nearly 8% increase in the price, and yesterday A2 Milk, despite the drop in the market, was still up 1.5%. AGL was up 1.2%. I'm trying to find companies that have actually increased in the price 2 days in a row. CSL was up 1.1% 2 days ago and was down 0.4% yesterday. Okay, stocks that actually showed increase in the volume. Here we've got GPT Group. The price was up 0.2%, and the volume, the average volume over 50 days is 10.5 million. Well, yesterday we've seen a 40% increase to 14.4 million transactions. Price is up, volume is up, that's good. Coles Group was up 0.6% in the price, only about 10 cents, but it had 25% increase in the volume. For the more aggressive trader looking at the mid cap, Bellevue Gold continues to zoom up and up and up and up. Sigma Healthcare had 1.6% increase in the price, and the volume was 130% up. Main Pharma, again 2 days in a row it appears up, and also you can see here that the price was down 2.7% and 92%. So we have the bullish, the uptrend, and the downtrend. Okay, what we trade in CFDs, we've got ANZ Bank, small profit, Infigin, small profit, Flexi Group, we have a major drop in the price, and Zip Company is down $73 with 300 contracts. In terms of announcement today, we have, that was yesterday, we have retail sales at 11:30. We don't have any particular forecast, but last month we were down 17%. Let's see what happened this month. I'm hoping that there will be an improvement. And tonight in America, the current account, they had a deficit of $101 billion. That's export against import. And yesterday, as you can see here, the leading index at 10:30, that was actually Wednesday. On Thursday here, the index was actually 0.9%. Okay, our disclaimer. The presentation has been prepared only for general advice only and general information, and does not take into consideration the investment objectives, financial situations, and particular needs of any particular person. Person intending to act on information of this document should seek professional advice. Remember, there is a risk in trading. And of course, you need to understand your risk appetite before you start trading. If you have any questions, please talk to us or your professional advisor. If you want to talk to me, you write to george@fssecurities.com.au, or you can ring my mobile if you're ringing from overseas at 61-411-259526. Ringing locally on my mobile is 0411-259526. Happy trading, and hopefully you make some money.